the Christ in me, all might have life, and that more abundantly. Life, and that more abundantly.
Evening star, send to us thy heart's love fire. Brotherhood for Sanat Kumara's great night, holding the torch through terror's long night.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. Sanat Kumara, great Bodhisattva, come to the earth to bring her new birth. Lady Masterpiece, keep us chaste and obedient through God's love so pure. The earth will endure. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof.
I am come into the world, I am come into the world.
I am come into the world not to condemn the world, but that through the Christ in me I call forth God victory, and for all eternity I now live to set life free.
Oh, victory set life free. Oh, victory set life free. Oh, victory set life free.
I am come into the world not to condemn the world, but that through the Christ in me I call forth God victory, and for all eternity I now live to set life free.
Oh, victory set life free. Oh, victory set life free. Oh, victory set life free. I am 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 victory set life free. Victory's legions we send thee. 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 Hail victory, I am free.
Esper, thou bright evening star, gratitude for thy heart's love fire. Shine forth now earth's own light rays. At last we begin our own star to raise.
Now the sound of Venus does approach the ear as a wave from distant shore, not yet having reached the point of reference of oneself. I have come to you, beloved, because you have need of me, and I quicken your memory, for you may recall that when we did leave our home star Venus, I did make that promise to all who would keep my flame. I will come when you need me, even though you know not that you have need of me. Blessed ones, I come on this day of the celebration of the Last Supper, that you might understand that in the hour before the trial and crucifixion of the Son of God, there is this moment when we sup together, the entire spirit of the great white brotherhood. And when the one who will take his leave does say, I will not drink this wine until I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Therefore, though you have shared in many communions on distant stars, as the then incarnation of the universal Christ has ministered unto you and many others, giving then of that Christhood, of the light of Alpha and Omega, so this is a most special communion hour, for it is that moment when the Son of God does give his Christhood, that the sons who have been called and chosen might receive the impartation of that presence and a great impetus for the incarnation of the Word. Therefore I have come to serve you in this hour that holy bread, that holy wine, because you have need of it. Blessed ones, my sons and daughters, the ascended masters, have given to you many teachings and warnings in the past 3 years. Statements calling you to prepare, and again to prepare, and again to make ready. Is not the readiness and the preparedness then for my coming, for the coming of the Guru who does represent and sponsor all other teachers? One day the hour must come then, the hour of the coming of the bridegroom. I come also because you have need of me. And though you know it not, beloved, I shall explain. There are a number of necessities that are before each and every keeper of the flame. Be it understood then, that when there is a moving toward the community of light, settled on a planet as pilgrims who seek no continuing city but to keep aflame, there does appear then this moving in of fallen ones, and they surround and they press in until those who are the devotees can scarcely bear the burden of that darkness. In that moment, beloved, there is only one solution, and that solution is individual Christhood. My Son Jesus has called you to it, has implored you to receive him as your teacher, has even given to you the date for your commencement of that action of the Word of Christhood as November 1st, 1987, the All Saints' Day of the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood. Such a necessity for the incarnation of the Christ is at hand. Beloved, earth is moving toward that day, the day of vengeance of our God, when the karmic accountability must fall upon every individual. And I can tell you, beloved, that in that day, no man or woman or child shall stand, saving the one who has diligently, daily and hourly pursued that Christhood. Unless this be done, beloved, the overwhelming karma and the fallen ones using of that karma against the Son of God shall be, for the many and the majority, too hard to bear. You have heard it said, for every fallen angel and black magician taken, there must be the Christed one to fill the vacuum. And if there is not, beloved, what then? Shall a people and a planet be overcome by fallen ones who have been more diligent on the left-handed path than the sons of God have been on the right? There is only one person that can answer that question, and it is you, each one individually. The hour of Christhood in you is more important than any other event taking place upon this planet. Now, therefore, beloved, your necessity for my presence here does indeed have to do with our establishment of this entire retreat and ranch and more of the force field of the Great White Brotherhood on earth. It has everything to do with the opposition from all levels and all sides. For when in recent centuries has a retreat of the Great White Brotherhood become physical, to be sustained by such advanced disciples as you are or as you are capable of becoming? I tell you, such a measure of light, such a high teaching, such a constancy of servants, drawing forth our light, our presence, our power, has not been seen in many more centuries than I would care to tell. Therefore, beloved ones, the coming of the establishment of this place is seen by every false hierarch, every minor demon or Satan as the greatest threat to their survival, not only on this planet and system, but throughout this galaxy and others. Where there is then a victory of unascended ones who are ascending truly in the physical cosmos at such a dense level, there does threaten to be a victory such as not been seen except in the turning of ages, of the in-breath and of the out-breath. Know then, beloved, that your need of me is to have one in your midst who does bear that cosmic Christ consciousness, that God consciousness, so that quickly you may mount that spiral staircase of your inner being, to become congruent with my own, and to establish, as it were, permanent residence at this vibration and frequency, relinquishing not then one clump of earth, one stone, 1 acre, as territory to be surrendered to the fallen ones. it is essential that we manifest in the physical octave the victory of the Brotherhood, that all molecules in this wavelength throughout the universes might receive that impetus of victory, that all life streams and life waves, therefore, as though receiving my hand, and they shall through you, may come from such low levels and begin the path of the ascension which formerly began only in the etheric retreats. Beloved ones, this is the etheric retreat of the Divine Mother and my consort, your own beloved Venus. And this etheric retreat does embrace the physical. When you are on this land, you are always in the etheric octave and the physical simultaneously. This in itself is an adjustment which some cannot make. Being uncomfortable, they quickly leave. You have found it necessary then to adjust the dial of frequency of your own physical atoms and cells, so that you might experience the etheric domain simultaneously as you are in the physical, balancing the karma of the physical. Blessed ones, the joy of fulfilling that karma must be great. Do not ask ever again why you are here or why you must do thus and such, for I tell you, the law is so accurate that you need never fear that any injustice is being done unto you. For all tasks and all that is required, all situations, all that must be dealt with, has to do with karma. Karma is the mathematical force of a physical cosmos. Thus, beloved, as you balance it and take dominion, you will see how as the cup of karma decreases, the cup of dharma increases, so that you always have a full cup, more and more of the dharma, less and less of the personal karma. Therefore, such a freedom, such a self-givingness, such an opportunity to lend to life your flame. This is the meaning of being braced by the Dharma, even as you embrace it. Therefore, beloved, I embody the Dharma, which is the teaching and the union with God and the all-knowing, and our responsibility to transform this planet into a place of golden age peace and freedom and individual creativity restored. Beloved ones, in my aura, as in your higher being, this golden age does exist. Thus, as we commune together in love, we truly share the beauty of past, present, future. Future, then, is always now, and therefore, by tuning into that future, you can become aware of the movement of forces in the earth, of the victors rising, and this night itself of the defeat of many forces of Antichrist. Throughout the remaining days of this conference, as you hold a balance in this sanctuary of this type of dynamic decree work, you will see how our legions of the faithful and true and the armies of heaven shall harvest many dark entities that no longer have the right to persist on this planet or system. Thus, a certain portion of the harvest is come, and therefore you have need of me and my communion, that by the transfer of my body and blood and my Christhood, a portion you are able to receive according and only according to your preparedness. So you shall, Fill the vacuum left by darkness, fill it with light, and begin a new day again as you persevere to embody the whole of the Divine Mother and the Divine Woman. Beloved ones, I stand then for the Great White Brotherhood, for our lawful right and privilege to send our messenger to this octave to deliver and publish our word. I stand therefore at the gate of the city, this city foursquare, beloved, and I shall place and retain my electronic presence here for the alignment and realignment of yourselves with my son Gautama Buddha, with my son Maitreya, with Jesus and Kuthumi. Thus, beloved, seek diligently the alignment with the will of God, and call to me, implore to me, that portion of my Alpha and my Omega may be to you the filling in of those gaps of memory, or health, or vision, or constancy, or harmony, or knowing of divine purpose. Beloved ones, I hear and know all complaints and sense of absence of this and that. But beloved ones, I desire you to take 3 steps backward into the etheric plane, to look down upon yourselves for a moment, to see that all suffering is indeed caused by a sense of incompleteness, a sense that you have not this or that, perhaps comfort or a friend, or direction, or meaning, fulfillment. So many projections of these fallen ones about to be taken, who would like to have their last hurrah in seeing you fail that test and go down. Not so, for I, your Sanat Kumara, am with you as I have promised, and through you I am also with all those of our bands. And I am sustaining the light bearers of the earth, and all who through your hearts receive the Holy Spirit, the Mahakohan, and therefore come to know and realize how it is that they may increase in the threefold flame and the Christ consciousness. Most beloved of the light, most beloved of the light, it is essential to pass your tests, to accelerate your own vibration by a conscious will and entering into the sacred fire. You shall gain your mastery by free will, trusting our reminder then and our presence will bring home to you both the lack and the light that is waiting to fill it. The realization that all that you sense that you have not is simply the sense imposed upon you by astral hordes who are the have-nots, and who truly come to steal your light in your comings and your goings. These hordes that gather around the retreat as beggars outside the castle walls have been bound and taken in this hour in answer to the calls of all. Through the heart of the messenger, therefore, the call has ascended to God and descended. Know then, beloved, that this is a weekly ritual, the clearing of the astral hordes who gather without the tube of light of our retreat. They must be cleared, for they block the way of the coming of the light bearer and the new keeper of the flame. Guarding such a citadel of divine freedom on earth, guarding the retreat to be of the Great White Brotherhood, must surely now come to your heart and mind as a supreme culmination for all of your sojourn on planet Earth since we came forth together to keep the flame for the lost evolutions of this that was intended to be freedom's star. Know then, beloved, that to secure that land and that retreat, and around it, a nation and nations who are committed to that freedom, is the greatest legacy you can leave, a foundation upon which a golden age may be built. May you have the vision, then, of so many light bearers and souls who yet require the quickening. And may you know that as you are quickened through our Holy Communion, so in you there is a heart of fire that can be a signal mountain to mountain across the chains of the ranges of the earth, until all on earth who once knew me as Sanat Kumara shall know that again the fire is kindled, and that I am in my retreat. For this is the Western Shambhala, coordinate of the place once prepared for me and all of us. Thus out of the east and unto the west we fulfill the whole calling of our coming. Truly it is the age of those who are a part of my bands to walk through the door of Serapis Bey's retreat and to take the disciplines of the ascension. It is the hour of the harvest of light bearers. Thus, it is the hour when light bearers must swiftly come into congruence with the original vibration of the highest etheric octave of Venus, our original abode. Some have not yet fully realized the integration of the lower vessels with that higher octave. Beloved ones, remember, that is your native universe, that is your native wavelength, and when you are sealed in it, none, beloved, may assail you. But when parts of consciousness stray to the astral, to a sense of physicality, then you see you are not where the source or the fountain of light is. Thus one has seen Archangel Zadkiel casting out of that abode fallen ones. Why is it so, beloved? Because you have not occupied till I come. The etheric abode does belong to you, but so long as you dream away the hours for the cult of success in this octave, you lose the kingdom that is already thine. And when you are absent from your throne too long, the fallen ones somehow get the idea that that throne and castle is not tended or guarded. And so they move in as bastards, like Modred, and they mock, and they sit in the seat of the light bearers. This retreat of the Divine Mother gives you a stopover, the place where you adjust your cycles from one planetary system to the next, as you make the transit to the portals of the Ascension Temple. Thus understand, beloved, that this is a place of training, of sharpening the mind and of disciplining, of focusing on the diamond of El Moria for pure communication of the word from the heart of the god Mercury. So many lessons to be learned, whereby the chakras do become such crystals, such means of a transfer of light and excellence. As this takes place in you, while you are yet physical, you will see how many will come to admire the attainment and those levels of light and achievement that you have realized. They who are of the light will desire to be like you, and those who are not will desire to destroy you. Thus you see, I am come because you have need of me in the hour when you have not yet the full mastery in the physical, nor in the etheric octave or the planes in between. But when the potential so unfolding is so great that already you have become a threat to the major false hierarchies of many systems of worlds. Do you realize, beloved, that this pattern of this community and retreat, if victorious here through you, can be repeated again and again in other systems, and you will be the example of those who by your ingenuity literally figured out how to carve out of the astral mire the light bearers of a planet, that their eyes might be washed, that they might see again, that their ears might be cleared, that they might hear again. Do you not know, beloved, that many would study the measures and means whereby, through persistent decrees and publications and a reaching out, you have been able to sound a note heard by many above the din of war and rivalries and killings and so many endless disputes over territories and commodities? O beloved, the wickedness in the earth is surely sustained by the fallen ones. But there are laggard evolutions and those who have abandoned their threefold flame, who have given full allegiance to them. Among these, beloved, there are a small percentage who can receive again the engrafted word and return to a repolarization by Helios and Vesta to the heart of the sun. But for the most part, it is the children of the sun and the light bearers who will receive this light, and therefore they are the ones that you must mark, for they are the ones whom you must reach. Know then, beloved, that my coming is to strengthen you, to arm you, to guard you, to protect you, while you pursue the 7 stages of excellence through the 7 planes of being, and yet maintain a bastion of freedom. I ask you to include the call to me personally, constantly, whenever you may think of it, whenever you have need, for I am here to defend our fortress against all fallen ones on this planet and other systems who have sworn to destroy the beachhead of the Great White Brotherhood wherever it has been raised up upon earth. The New Year's message of the messenger did underscore the overturning and the pillaging, the murdering and the utter destruction of the homeland of Tibet, homeland of the ancient Buddhas. Blessed ones, that this has been allowed to happen by the conspirators of East and West is the greatest travesty against the Great White Brotherhood. That this is not repeated here, I am come. This is the hour when the protection may be established. This is the hour to see to it in every way that neither America nor this inner retreat are left vulnerable to such calamity and such hordes of darkness, beloved. Though there be light bearers in China, there are indeed embodied amongst them hordes that have come forth out of the astral plane, that have done this time and again on this and other planets. Thus they have been vulnerable to their overlords, who come in the name of communism and other totalitarian movements, depending upon the century or the planet. Know then, beloved, that the land that is thine, the nation sponsored by Saint Germain, must receive from your heart extraordinary calls for protection and intercession, until the many shall wake up to the necessity of spiritual and physical defense. You may see then how great is the challenge, yet how great is the reinforcement. For where I am, there are my legions, and there is the entire spirit of the Great White Brotherhood. May you ponder in your hearts these words and allow your own Christ self, your own intelligence, your own awareness to embroider upon them until there is known to you the full perspective, the full awareness of that which is taking place on earth and that which can take place. In this perspective that is a part of the blessing of the all-seeing eye of Elohim, may you then place in proportion the personal needs, demands, wants, desires, complaints, etc., and let them become as tiny as a pack of matches. And may they be self-ignited by a greater fire than they contain, the fire of your own desire to enter a higher godhood, a higher estate, whereby to defeat the darkness on this planet. There is no better place to defeat it, beloved ones. Therefore, cast out that which is the puny self, and walk forth from King Arthur's court as kings and priests unto God, responsible as Melchizedek of old. As you receive my light, so assimilate. I call our servers now to serve that communion to you, and in taking it, may you know that I am that I am, that the I am of me, portion by portion, may now become a part of the I am of you. I say to one and to all, claim the divine selfhood and be it. There is no time, no space, only light. Now, as you procession to receive this essence of my heart and breath, may you also sing continuously our song, Finlandia.